Shalom. I'd like to start off by saying, Kol Haloyim La, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rahakak Radash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS, and Shalom to the elect. It's the brother Shamu'ala coming back to you with another lesson. Lord's will to be edifying. I'm gonna kind of just flow in the spirit, and jump around a little bit. So this is the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 1. It says, love righteousness, ye that be judges of the earth. Think of the Lord with a good heart, and in simplicity of heart seek him. Right, yeah, love righteousness. And what is righteousness? Let's get that. And Psalms 119. And 172. Psalms 119 and 172, it says, my tongue shall speak of thy word, for all thy commandments are righteousness. So yeah, righteousness would be the commandments, the law, statutes, and commandments, that we are supposed to follow to the best of our abilities. That's righteousness. But we understand that, at the same time, we aren't justified by the law. Well, let me just jump into that. Salakia. It's Romans 3. Romans 3. So I'll start at 19. Romans 3 and 19. It says, now we know that what things soever the law saith, it saith to them who are under the law. Right. So who's under the law? Let's get that real quick. Psalms. Psalms 147 and 19. It says, he showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. They have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Let's go. Let me see something. The law, right? It says when you go to that word statutes and you look into the outline, it says the statutes is ordinance. It says law in general. Right, so the Lord didn't show this truth to everybody. He didn't give these laws. Everybody's not under the law, so to speak. So when it says back in Romans, (3 and 19), it says, now we know that what things soever the law saith, it saith to them who are under the law, which would be, Israel. You blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, that every mouth may be stopped and all the world may become guilty before Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah. Therefore, by deeds of the law, there shall no flesh be justified in his sight, for by the law is the knowledge of sin. But so basically, we not gonna be saved we're not gonna be justified by the law. Why? Because we all sinned, and we all did sins that were justifiable to death, so if it's based on that, we ain't going to be they say it in verse 23, for all have sinned and come short of the glory of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah. So we've all sinned, and we all come short. So we understand that we gotta follow these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability. It says that ye be judges of the earth. Right, and we know who the judges of the earth are. Who are you? Again, you Israelites. Starting with the elect. Let's give Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 8. It says, they shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their Lord shall reign forever. Now we know that the Lord, that Yahweh Shah is going to reign forever, and us being joint heirs, we're going to be judges. Like it says in Matthew, when the Lord takes his throne, we're gonna be judges as well, judging over the people. Let's get these other nations. because they're going to be going off. We're going to be the only ones that's not going off, because we're going to be perfect. Let's get Revelations 2:26. It says, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. Now, that's how you know this is the elect that we're speaking of, because even though every Israelite is going to come back into the kingdom, 2/3 of them have to perish on this side, because they're not going to come back. And every Israelite is not going to endure to the end. Only an elect group of men and women, some women, women and children, the great multitude. Only an elect few is gonna overcome, man, and endure to the end. But when it says power of the nations, that's talking about for the men. So that 144,000, men that's gonna stand tall in the day, So those will be the judges. What was we at? Back in Wisdom of Solomon. It says, think of the Lord with a good heart. We know the heart, speaking of the mind, and in simplicity of heart seek him. And that word simplicity, that goes into what? That goes into being sincere, man. So, you have to be sincere. You have to sincerely seek the Lord, not for vainglory or anything like that. You have to sincerely seek the Lord and try to please him and offend less. It says, for he will be found of them that tempt him not, and showeth himself unto such as do not distrust him. Right, so he will be found of them that tempt him not, because we know that we're not supposed to tempt the Lord. Let's get that in Matthews 4. And 7. But we can start at 6. It says, and saith unto him, if thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down, for it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. Right? So basically that's just going a little back. The point was in 7, but that's like, Satan, was trying to tempt Yahweh Shai, saying, if you the son of God, then jump off this cliff, basically this mountain. The angel's going to protect you, but that will be tempting the Lord, because when you go into that word tempt, that's basically, well, we go into it right now. Well, let me read the verse. It's verse 7. It says, Yahweh Shai said unto him, it is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy power. So let's go to that word tempt, because when it says tempt, it just means to basically test. It says to prove, to test, to put to proof God's character and power. And in this, basically, he will be putting the Most High to test. Like, if you really, trying to put the Lord to the test. Like, yo, if you're gonna save me, if I'm with the Lord, then when I jump off, I'm gonna be good. You're basically asking the Lord you're trying to test him. But we know that we're not supposed to do that, because let's get that. That's a law that he just the Lord Yahweh Shai, he quoted it. But let's go to it. In Deuteronomy 6:16, it says, ye shall not tempt the Lord your power as ye tempted him in Massa. Basically, that was that's in Exodus. The land that they called it they called it that, because that means like the land of tempting or something like that. Let me get it. Exodus 17:7. Give me just 1 second. Yeah, temptation.
Strong's H4532. Massa.
So, yeah, back to the Exodus. It says, and he called the name of the place Massah. Well, let me go up a little bit. Because basically the Israelites, they let me get it. I start at verse 5. It's Exodus 17:5. It says, and the Lord said unto Moses, go on. No, I'll start up a little more. Salakia. I'll read at the top, right? So all of the congregation of the children of Israel journeyed from the wilderness of sin after their journeys according to the commandment of the Lord, and pitched in Rephidim, and there was no water for the people to drink. Wherefore the people did chide with Moses and said, Give us water that we may drink. And Moses said unto them, Why chide ye with me? Wherefore do ye tempt the Lord? So he's asking, why y'all coming at me for, and why y'all basically testing the Lord? The Lord is already showing you that he's with us, time and time again. Why y'all complaining, basically? But Jake always complaining. And it says, and the people thirsted there for water, and the people murmured against Moses and said, Wherefore is this that thou hast brought us out, Salakia? Wherefore it is this that thou hast brought us up out of Egypt to kill us and our children and our cattle with thirst? So they basically say, you took us out of Egypt for us to die of thirst and our children to die of thirst. Just complaining. Jake just complaining. You know what I'm saying? The Lord already showed him that, that he was with us, but yet when things get a little bit uncomfortable, they don't want to be patient, man. They want what they want when they want it. They don't have any patience. And the scriptures speak of woe to you that lack patience. It says, and the people thirsted therefore, I read that, and they murmured against Moses, so they was talking against him. It says, verse 4, and Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, What shall I do unto this people? They be almost ready to stone me. Because, they getting, they getting feisty, man. Jake is getting feisty, man. The kids is thirsty, they uncomfortable. So now they ready to get carnal. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go on before the people and take with thee of the elders of Israel and thy rod, with thou smoutest the river, take in thy hand and go. Behold, I will stand before thee there upon the rock in Horeb, and thou shalt smite the rock, and there shall come water out of it, and the people may drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel. And he called the name of this place Massah and Meribah, because of the chiding of the children of Israel, and because they tempted the Lord, saying, Is the Lord among us or not? Yeah, so they tempted the Lord. They was basically saying, they basically said the Lord told the Lord to prove himself, man. Back in let's go back to that though. It says, For he will be found of them that tempt him not, right? So those that don't tempt him. So those those men, the Lord, what I'm saying? He's not going to be found with them, just like in this day, those people that's going to say because we already trust in the Lord. Only the elect is really going to trust in the Lord. So when things hit the fan, right? Like when JT comes in, Jacob's Trouble, these men are going to, ultimately when that MOTB is implemented and you can't buy or sell without it, certain men are going to basically not be patient, and they're going to take it, man. Or they're going to say, if the Lord is with me, then why am I hungry right now? They're going to be trying to tempt the Lord, and then they're going to end up dead. It said, because the Lord is not going to show up. You're going to be like, what? And you're just going to let them just lead them to their own devices, man. It says, and he showeth himself unto such as do not distrust him. So those that trust him, and we know that the only ones that are going to trust the Lord are going to be the elect. Let's get Proverbs. What I want, 3 and... So I get 3 and 5, but I'll start at 6. I'll start at 5, but the point I wanted was I think it's 6. It says, Trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Right? So in those times, when we thinking, when it was like difficult times come, Jacob's Trouble, MOTB, when they coming down with great wrath, this devil, because he have with a short time, and now when Esau takes the gloves off, we're gonna like I said, knowledge and wisdom. So we're gonna think back on these scriptures, think back on the Lord and all and everything we doing, man. And the Lord is gonna basically lead us to where we supposed to be, man. Because the scripture, we have faith that we're gonna be taken care of in those days. Let's get another one. Jeremiah 17 and 7. Simple. It says, blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, and whose hope the Lord is. Right? So blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord. And we know that those men are going to be the elect, man, because that's the only thing we have to count on. Because we can't do anything on our own. You know, we ain't going, Lord's will, we ain't going to take, you know, we're not going to bow to Baal. We're not going to take that chip, man. We're not going to take, we're not going to do that. This is Wisdom of Solomon 3 and verse 1. It says, but the souls of the righteous are in the hand of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, and there shall no temptation touch them. Right? So, in the Salakia, and there shall no torment touch them. Right? So, you know, now, you know, torment and affliction are two different things, man, because the scriptures do say through much affliction, you know, through affliction we're going to inherit the kingdom. And that affliction is the day-to-day hells that we go through. So we're going to go through that. But that torment of starvation, you know, when the famine and when we became burnt alive, when the missiles and the concentrated heat from the chariot, that's torment. That's true torment. We're not going to go through that, because the scriptures say, you know, his servant shall eat, man. So we're going to be good. We're not going to go through that, because we're going through the afflictions daily now. Let me get some scripts to back that up, a couple more precepts. And I'm just kind of just going all over the place. This is Psalms 34. And 7. It says, the angel of the Lord encampeth around about them that fear him, and delivereth them. So yeah, because the Lord is gonna have the angels around us, man, when those times come. Even to this day, even now to this day, you know, the men of the Lord, the angels, you know, they encamp around them. You know, when we at camp, the angels are around us to make sure that we could get the job done without any, you know what I mean, without too much going on. You know, we be protected. You know, and in those days, it's gonna be the same thing. You know, basically, the Lord's gonna have a hedge over us to where we're gonna be good. So let's go to another one. Or I could have just stayed there. I think it's Psalms 37 and 40. It says, and the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them, because they trust in him. Right? So he's going to deliver us from what? From that torment, you know, from them ICBM missiles that's going to tear this place apart, man, and leave the land desolate. You know, when you read in Isaiah 13, Isaiah 34, you know, and many other prophetic scriptures that speaks about the day of the Lord, you know. So that it said, I read it again. It says, and the Lord shall help them and deliver them, because we know we're gonna be delivered, because scarcely, but we still gonna be delivered. The Lord's gonna get us out of those jams that we in, as well as when them bombs hit, we're gonna be beamed up in them chariots, man. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them, because they trust in him, right? Because our trust is in him. You know, we're just gonna constantly pray to the Lord, man, that he basically protects us. And if we do got to go out, then basically he give us the strength to do it with integrity, man, and don't offend him. Let's get Proverbs 3 and 6. I got that. I think I did that, right? Did I get that? Well, I'll read it again. That's the spirit. It says, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Yeah, man. So the Lord's going to direct our paths, man. He's going to make sure we good. He's going to get us right out. He's going to just basically navigate us right out of trouble, man. Let's get Ecclesiastes, book of Sirach 2 and verse. Oh yeah, you know. Wait for mercy. I start at 5. 6 is what I wanted, but I start at 5. This whole chapter is great, though. It says, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Right? So that's fire. That's that affliction, like we said. So, you know, that's not speaking of the literal fire that 2/3 of our people is gonna go deal with when the ICBMs is let off. But the fire, like that cleansing agent, man. And that's what we doing, the affliction that we going through. That's what the Lord puts us through, you know, so we could be acceptable men, man. You know, the adversity, like it says, for gold is tried in the fire and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So it's, you know, adversity, those afflictions daily, man. How do we react to those things, man? How do we react to certain things? Are we gonna keep it spiritual, or are we gonna be weak and go with our emotions and be carnal? You know, or try to put it on your own back when that would be stupid, because we know we can't. And I'll go to verse 6. It says, believe in him and he will help thee. Order thy way aright and trust in him. Yeah, so we got to trust in the Lord, man. You know, believe in the Lord, having faith, because that's the number one thing, man. Is having faith. You know, having faith in the Lord, man. 1 second. Oh, you know what? Slovakia, 1 second. So yeah, it says having faith. So it says Hebrews 11:1. It says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen, right? And we having faith in the Lord because we don't see the Lord physically, right? We don't see him physically. You know, he's the invisible power. We don't see Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, but we know that he's here, man. We have faith that he sees everything that's going on, as the scriptures say, man. You know, his eyes are on the sinful kingdom, so he sees everything going on over here, man. He sees everything that's going on the earth, man. You know, so we believe that. And it says, ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, right? Because you know, the scriptures say in Isaiah 14, you know, he's gonna have mercy on Jacob and choose Israel. So yeah, we waiting on his mercy, man. The elect, we're waiting on the Lord's mercy, because now that mercy is getting beamed up, getting that mark of exemption, man. Not falling to the RFID chip, man. Not getting caught up in those nukes. It says, ye that fear the Lord, believe him. Believe what? Believe him. Yeah, so we believe that the Lord is going to come back for us. We believe that the elect, that nothing's going to happen to us. You know, that no man is going to be able to pluck us out of the Lord's hands. And and your reward shall not fail. Yeah, and the reward is getting out of here, man. First and foremost, man, salvation is not going to fail, man. The Lord is not going to fail us, man. He's going to look out. We just got to have faith, man. We have to have faith to the end, endure to the end. The same shall be saved. So, you know, that was it. I just wanted to just get some scriptures, you know, just to get the juices flowing. I wanted to get into a breakdown, but, you know, the Lord had us seen it a different way. So, you know, with that, I want to say, Kol Haloyim La, Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash. Until next time, Shalom.